All the things that make us feel alive are the things that make us think that we're closer to death. So I figured out that we are not afraid to die. We're afraid to live. When you're dead and you look at that computer monitor and your heart is not beating, what is it? It's a straight line, right? And what is the thing that a lot of people want in this life? Stability. Like when you're an adult and you're trying to survive in this world, people all are always in search of this stability. And what does stability look like? It doesn't look like this, which is what the heart monitor does when you're living, when you're alive, which we are here to do, right? We're here to live. So when we're doing this, we're alive. When we're doing this, we're dead. So why is it that we're not trying to do this and we're trying to achieve this in life? So when people say they're scared of death, I've learned through opening my third eye. I have officially opened my third eye, and I did it through smoking weed. I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. I got high. For the first time I got high. Now, I have smoked before, but because I had a fear of being high, a fear of being alive, wanting to be more stable, which is what we're taught. You're not supposed to do too much of this. You're supposed to keep it cool. This is what peace looks like, right? Peace, sleep, these are the cousins of death. Death is very simple. There is no action when you're dead. It's flatline. So the feeling of being high makes you feel like this in your mind. You don't feel stable. You feel like a bit out of control. But to be alive, that's what being alive feels like. So why is it that we're so afraid to feel alive? Why is it that when we are amped up or when we feel like quote unquote danger is in our face? Because really it's not danger. It's all in your mind. And this is what I've learned. When you can look at things and understand that when you're alive, it does not mean you're dying. We have the wrong idea of what death feels like. You think death feels like when you amped up? No, that's what living feels like. So this is the fact. We're not scared to die because every day I look at people and they're dead. People are living, but they are doing this every day. Every day is about routine. Every day is about this stability. Finding this thing that you can do over and over so that you can live a stable life and you can be at peace. But are you really at peace being dead? No. Okay. People aren't seeking to live. You're actually seeking death when you're already dead. You're already dead. You are not okay with doing this. If you was okay with doing this, you would actually be dead. So your spirit is telling you to, hey, come on, like, let's get some action going. Let's put me in a position where I feel alive. And why is it when we're put in those positions? Because when you're literally high, you have the feeling of, oh, you could fall. Like when you're suspended in air and you have no control, that's scary because you know at any moment, like if you're falling or if you're floating, the ground is down there. So in your mind, you're actually about to die, but you're not. You're living. You're living. You're finally living. You don't be scared of death. You're always down there. When you're flying, you're alive. When you're down there, you're dead. I've figured out through opening my third eye that we don't even know who we are. We don't even honestly know what we're afraid of. We have this whole entire life flipped backwards. We think that death is this thing that's scaring us. And that is not the thing that's scaring us. Look at it for what it is. Death is sleep. Are you scared to sleep? No, you're scared to go jump out of a plane. You're scared to start a business that does not give you this flatline stability because you know you'll be forced to fly. You'll be forced to do this. You'll be forced to move and to live. Why are we so afraid to live when we're alive? Are you just living to die or are you dying to live? I'm dying to live. I want to live. So it's my job and it's everybody's job if you want to be a person who lives a fulfilled life is to tap into this energy inside of you that wants to live. And understand that everything that makes you feel alive is going to make you feel afraid. Because these feelings, you got to get over this feeling. The feeling of anxiety, excitement, these things are not death. You don't have to be scared of those feelings. That's what you want to feel. That's where your power is. And when you can harness that power, when you can think about it differently, you see it differently. I've been high before. I've been high on weed. But I wasn't high because I wasn't mentally ready to be high. So in the process of being high, I was so afraid of being high that I wasn't working with the high.
So when that let me know that it's all up here. Being high is not in the substance, it's in the mind. And you have to accept that you're high. You can't be afraid of that feeling. If you're afraid of that feeling, you won't be able to enjoy it, which means you won't be able to enjoy your life. You can figure out a lot. You can really figure out a lot in this fucking life. Everything is connected. So when people say, you know, getting high can unlock certain parts of your mind, yeah, I be hearing stories about people smoking weed and they tripped out or something crazy or it fucked them up. No, it didn't fuck me up in the mind. It really opened my mind up. It made me see more clearly, because this life, we are so hindered by our own thoughts. We keep ourselves in this fearful state and we can't fully live. We can't even fully speak and trust ourselves. Now I understand when you're speaking from your third eye, you can speak and not know what you're saying, but still know what you're saying, because it's in your spirit. It's in you're controlling how you think. You're controlling that. Okay, a lot of times your mind will stop you from speaking because your mind is afraid of what you might say, afraid of what you already know. That's the scary part. We're not scared of dying. We're scared of living, and we're scared to know that we are actually great. We're actually great. And when you unlock that greatness, you can literally say, do anything, and you'll shock yourself at what you actually are able to do and say. And I've reached that point. I know y'all feel like I was already woke. People have already, labeled me woke. I was operating at a woke level, but it's like I knew what I knew, but I had to get over all of the fear that was still inside of me. I was still fighting against myself, basically. I was fighting, and I was like making myself show up because I know I'm here to do something. But it's been a constant process of trying to shed the fear. And I have finally shed the fear because I understand now that I'm creating the fear in my mind. Everything is up here. When you get anxious, I've literally learned how to take my anxiety, which is, you feel it here. You feel your anxiety low in your body, right here in your stomach and your chest. And when you lead with this, you let this control this. But you can't do that when you're operating from your third eye. When you're operating from up here, you can literally control what's happening here. And you'll understand that what's happening here is just a product of what's happening up here. I've opened myself up. I've really opened myself up, and now I understand how powerful the mind is. So I've learned that I can move my energy where I want it. They say you don't ever want to be up here. No, you want to be up here. Down here you can't control, but you can control this, and this is being affected by this. If you don't have this, then you're unaware of anything. You can't be triggered, you can't be anxious, you can't be anything. Our entire existence is up here. When you understand everything is what you perceive. If a perceived threat is going to feel just like a real threat, because in your mind there's no difference until you understand the difference. See what I'm saying? So now I can literally take the feelings that I'm having down here and I can move them up. I can literally move my feelings up, and now I don't feel it down here. I'm able to push it in here and then push it out. This is the process of being woke. Being woke, not being affected, not being controlled by the things that trigger you, and understanding that it's all energy. And when you can use this energy to push you toward where you need to be or where you want to be, you understand that you literally create your own reality. Everything in your life you're creating in your mind. So this is a message to everybody in this world. I want you to know that none of you are afraid to die. None of you are afraid to die, because majority of this life is spent dead. A majority of this life we are taught, and we are in a routine of being very flatline individuals, people who seek stability. And when you start seeking out this, what do they call those people? Oh, you crazy, you a daredevil, oh, you living on the edge. And people don't like to be there. And you're scared. You're scared to live. Be scared to live and face that fear. Be scared. It's okay to be scared. But see, when you face it, you understand that life is really not scary. To live is to not, that's not scary. It's really fun. It makes you feel alive. Work with the feeling. Work with the anxiety and the excitement and the butterflies and the feelings that you get that are making you want to shy away. That's not your body about to go haywire. I think we think our body is going to go haywire and then we're going to fucking pass out and die. No. That's your body being the greatness that it is supposed to be. You're supposed to be amped up. You're supposed to have energy, and you're supposed to channel that into things in this world, in this life. You're not afraid to die. Stop being afraid to live. You're going to spend your whole life being afraid to live, and you're going to meet death And then you're going to realize that you've already been dead. You've been dead your whole life because you didn't allow yourself to step out and to live and to feel the things that you're supposed to feel so that it can channel your inner voice and your spirit to say what you need to say to people. This is what the third eye is. This is what it is, understanding all this. I'm very much aware now, and this is what life is about. You open yourself up to experiences and to things that make you afraid. You can't be afraid to die. You cannot be afraid to die. As soon as you stop telling yourself the lie that you're scared to die, you are going to start living. And you're going to start facing and walking toward these things that have kept you still for too long. It's time for us to not get still. It's time for us to start moving, baby. I love you. Ninja run.